Hello Year 4, this video is for the 2nd of February and this is for the children who have the Year 4 Maths booklet. Now I just want to say well done to Aisha for working really hard last week. Well done for getting your Head Teacher's Award as well. You've done a fantastic job. Keep it up, good girl. Okay, so we're looking at page 17 today. So the learning question for today is the same as the past few days. We're still continuing to build upon our multiplication knowledge to answer division questions. To warm our brains up today, we're going to have a go at this question. So it says 3 children have answered 48 divided by 4. Who is correct? Explain how you know. So Holly says the answer is 11. Elise said the answer is 12 and Jack said the answer is 13. So pause the video here and have a go at answering this question. Remember, when it says explain how you know, we need to see working out or sentences that explain why. Now we're doing a brilliant job of these in class when we were in school. So let's have another go and we'll carry on working on how to answer these style questions for when we get back into school, okay? So, if you said it was Elise, then you were right. So Elise is correct. I know this because 48 divided by 4 is 12. The inverse of this would be 12 times by 4, which equals 48. I also know this to be true because I can see an array where there are 4 groups of 12. So you can see that they have done grouping above the answers that the children have given to help you with figuring out who is correct. So well done if you got that right. Okay, now some of us have been struggling with these styles, these style questions. Okay, if you need a copy of the place value table, please let me know and I will email it out to you because I know that it'll help some children if they have a copy that they can write on. Okay, so it says fill in the missing numbers to make these calculations correct. So it says something divided by 10 equals 5.3. Now I have added my decimal place on my table and I've also added my numbers in the correct spot. I have 5 ones and 3 tenths. Now this answer has already been divided by 10, so we need to work backwards. Okay, so if it's divided by 10, what do you think the inverse of divide is going to be? Have a quick think. Fantastic. So you would have said that the inverse of divide would be times. So you're actually going to do 5.3 multiplied by 10. Now I'm going to show you how we can work this out using the table, and it's very simple. Because it's multiplied by 10, it is 10 times bigger. So you're going to have to go over a place value spot with your numbers. Okay, so it is 10 times bigger. So your 5, instead of 5 ones, it turns into 5 tens. And your 3 tenths, because it's 10 times bigger, turns into 3 ones. So your answer should be 53. Now excuse my handwriting, I'm doing it on my laptop, so it doesn't look as neat as what it would if it was on the board. So if you can see there, Year 4, I have done the inverse of divide, which is times. So I have times 5.3 by 10 to get the answer 53, because 53 is 10 times greater than 5.3. So originally I had 5 ones and 3 tenths, but now I have 5 tens and 3 ones. Okay, so using the method that I have just shown you, can you have a go at doing the rest of these questions using your chart to help you? Now if you don't have a copy of the chart, that is fine. you need to let me know if you want one. I have sent some out already to parents, but if you feel like you need one to help you answer these questions, please let me know and I will send them over to you. Okay. Question 2. Work out these divisions. Say how many ones, tenths and hundredths each answer has. So my question that I'm going to do with you is 36 divided by 10. So if I have 3 tens and 6 ones and I'm dividing by 10, it's going to be 10 times smaller. So my 6 jumps over the decimal point, and it turns into 6 tenths. Okay? So I guess you all know where my 3 tens are going to go. It's going to be 10 times smaller. So where is it going to jump? It's going to jump into the ones. So instead of becoming 3 tens, it's going to become 3 ones. So my answer is 3.6. So I actually have, for my answer here, 3 ones, 6 tenths and 0 hundredths. Now because this is blank, there's no value there. So that means it's a 0. Okay, so if there is no value after your first decimal point in your decimal place, so I've got 6 tenths and I have no hundredths after my tenths, it automatically turns into a 0. Okay, so it's really important to remember that if there isn't a value in your place value grid after your tenths, it will be a 0. Okay, so I have 3 ones, 6 tenths and 0 hundredths. So again, using the method that we've just looked at, because it is 10 times smaller than the original answer, use the chart to help you. And again, try your best. I find that doing the jumps on the chart helps me because I know that 10 times smaller means I'm only jumping over once. If it was 100 times smaller, it'd have to be 2 jumps. Okay, so if you have a go at these yourself, let me know how you get on and try your best. I hope that this one makes sense, and then I will move on to question 3. Okay, question 3 is asking you to work out a series of problems. Now I'm going to have a go at A with you and then you can do the rest on your own. It says how many groups of 6 can be made from 54? So I'm looking at the word groups, I'm looking at the word 6 and I'm looking at the words 54. So I've got my 6 groups here and I'm going to do my grouping method that I showed everyone yesterday. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. And then I'm going to count my dots so I can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've got 9 dots. So 9 groups of 6 can be made from 54. So you might write 9 groups of 6 can be made from 54. Okay. Now this is my best attempt at cursive handwriting, and I know it's not fantastic. So you need to show me the best handwriting that you have. Okay. So I found that the grouping method for this question helped me to work out my answer. So if I were you, I would use the grouping method. If you already know your times tables, then it might come to you a lot quicker than having to use the grouping method, which is fine. Okay. Moving on to question 4. Work out 360 divided by 60. Now I've got an arrow pointing to 6 times 6 because I know that 6 times 6 is 36. But the problem here is that 36 is 10 times smaller than 360, and it says that it's divided by 60. So what must my answer be? If 6 times 6 is 36 and my sum is 10 times greater, is my answer going to be 6 or 60? What do you think? Fab. If you said it was 60, you would have been correct. Now this is because our question is actually 10 times greater than the 6 times table. So you need to look very carefully at the questions for question 4 and have a think about how many times greater it is. If it was going to be 3,600, it means that my sum would be 100 times greater. So therefore, the answer would be 600 instead of 60. Okay, so think very carefully about the style, the question, what the question is asking you, the place value of that question, and how many times greater from your original times tables it is. Okay, so have a go. Again, like I say, try your best. If there's anything that you are stuck on, please get in touch and we can try and address it as best as we can. Okay. Now your challenge for today is to match the following statements with the correct card. So I've got Cameron and Harriet here that have got some statements and they've got their working out underneath. So Cameron has said, my calculation is solved correctly. And Harriet has said, my calculation is solved incorrectly. And you need to match them to the correct card. So this first one says 66 divided by 6 is 11. And if you can see, there are 6 different groups of 11. So I'm colour coding them so you can see where the groups are because I don't think it's been laid out very well. So I'm just showing you the different groups. And you can see that there are 6 different groups of 11. Okay, so that shows that that working out is correct. So who does that need to go to? Well, the next one says 66 divided by 3 equals 21. So I can see that they have grouped it like this, 3 groups of 21. Is that correct? What do we think? Who does that working out need to be matched to? Okay, so very simple today. You're just matching the different groups and they're working out. So we know that 66 divided by 6 is 11. And we also know that 66 divided by 3 equals 21. Okay. Now the 66 divided by 3, we know that that's not quite right for this question. Okay, so have a go, figure out who is right and who is wrong. And your last task for today is to summarise today's lesson in 5 words. If you found it hard, you need to tell me in your summary the 5 words that explains why it was hard. Okay, so if you found it hard, you could say tricky, decimals, division and grouping. So then I would know that you struggled with all of it. Okay. If you wanted to say that it was fun or interesting, feel free to add that in your 5 words. And as always, please send your work into the Year 4 email address, which is on your screen, and let me know how you got on. I can't wait to see the work that you have been doing. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.